This isn't going very well. You said it was going to be easy. But he won't listen. I know. If at first you don't succeed, blah, 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 blah. Have you ever read Tom Sawyer?
What?
Now, there was an industrious young man, and when the chips were down, he never gave up. Remember why?
Who cares?
He kept thinking about other people, George. Not about himself, but about all the folks who needed him.
You just call me George. How do you know my name?
I know all about you. I've watched you grow from a little boy.
How could you? I've never seen you before.
Well, you haven't needed to till now. How's the... Looks like it stopped bleeding.
That was an answer to a prayer I got a little while ago.
Oh, no, George. I'm the answer to your prayer.
Who are you?
Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Oddbody. AS2. What's that, AS2?
Angels, second class.
Oh, no.
Not yet, but you were well on your way. That's why they sent me down. Besides, it's ridiculous to think about killing yourself for a measly $8,000.
How could you know that?
I've been trying to tell you. I'm your guardian angel. I know everything about it.
Well, you look like the kind of angel I get, I'll give you that much. Some kind of a fallen angel. Where are your wings?
Well, I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm angel second class. But you're going to change all that.
I am? How?
By letting me help you.
The only way you can help me is if you give me $8,000 before the clock strikes 12. After that, my life turns into a pumpkin.
Sorry, but we don't use money in heaven.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you. Well, it comes in pretty handy down here, bub. But you can't live without it. The truth be known, I'm worth more dead than alive.
Look, I've told you. You mustn't say things like that. What can I reach with that attitude? Besides, you don't realize how much you're worth. Why, if it hadn't been for you...
If it hadn't been for me, everybody I know would be a lot better off. Everybody. My wife, my kids, my friends.
You sure I've got plenty of friends, I'll say that for you. Why, do you know they've jammed our airways for over an hour now?
What are you talking about?
Prayers. When they're heartfelt, they're mighty powerful missiles. And the ones for you, why, they've lit up our whole celestial system.
They have? Why?
Well, because you're such an important influence in so many lives, George. Always have been. Just like Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, since when?
No? Ever since that day you saved your little brother from drowning when he fell to the lake.
That was just instinct. Besides, I was 12.
There were other boys there that day. Some older and better swimmers. But they didn't nod to their instincts, only you did.
He was my brother.
Yes? What about that time you saved Mr. Gower from ruin? That wasn't instinct. That was courage. Deep-seated and wrench full of guts courage.
Yeah, but he just received a telegram telling him his son had died.
Yes, and he had turned meaner through and through from drowning his sorrow in a bottle. Remember?
George, you know out there? I'm sorry, Mrs. Blaine, the message should have been there hour. I promise to be over in 5 minutes. Where's Mrs. Blaine's box of capsules? Why didn't you deliver them?
I couldn't.
Why couldn't you deliver them? Don't you know the Blaine boy is very sick? What kind of tricks are you playing, young man?
Hearing my story here, Mr. Gower.
You like to know for...
Mr. Gower, you know what you're doing. You put something wrong with those capsules.
What are you talking about?
I know you're unhappy. You received that telegram today and it upset you. I understand that. But you put something wrong with those capsules. I'm sure you did.
How do you mean?
Just look and see for yourself. I tried to tell you when we were going out of order, but you wouldn't listen. But look at the bottle you took the powder from. It's not right. I swear it isn't.
Oh, no.
Don't hurt my ear again.
No.
I won't tell anyone, Mr.
That dance.
Play you a bet, little brother.
I haven't got time. Off to my dance. How do I look?
Like a good in a penguin suit. Where's the funeral?
Oh, that's enough, you two. You look very nice there.
Well, of course he does. It's my tots.
And what's your verdict, silly? Do I look good enough to eat?
You lay a hand on me, young man, and I'll hit you with this purse.
Oh, come on, silly. I'm in love with you. It's a full moon out tonight.
Oh, Gary, that's enough.
Oh, Mom, I gotta borrow the car. I have to take over a lot of plates and stuff.
Whose place?
Well, I'm chair of the Eats Committee. We're short a couple dozen plates.
Oh, wait a minute, Gary. You can't use my Sunday shut up. Are you listening to me?
We're all going to miss you, George.
Oh, thank you, Violet.
Say, that's some dress you got on there, Violet.
Oh, this old thing? Why, it's just a hand-me-down like Harry's.
Well, it sure is pretty, don't you think so, George?
What? Oh, the dress. Yes, it's very nice, Violet.
Well, I guess I better be going. The dance starts in another half hour. Why don't you drop by later on?
You know, I just want to do that.
Oh, I hope you do. Take care, Georgie.
Would you like Ernie and I to walk you over to the school, Violet?
Oh, that won't be necessary. Take care, George.
See you later, Violet.
Come on, Ernie, let's go.
See you around, George.
Sam Billy, where's Pop?
Oh, he's getting a report ready for Potter. You know, the board meeting's tomorrow.
Thought when Pop put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up on us. Let's see if he can throw a money-grubbing buzzard anyway.
Oh, he's a sick man, George. He's sick in his mind. He's sick in his soul. He has one. He hates anyone who has something that he can't have. He hates us mostly, I'm afraid.
Say, George, after you graduate, you wouldn't consider coming back to the building alone with us now, would you?
Oh, not me, Uncle Billy. I couldn't face getting cooped up in a shabby little office for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, but I thought I spent all my life trying to save 3 cents on a liquid pipe. I'd go crazy. No, I want to do something big, something important.
Well, you know, George, your father and I would like to think in your own small way. We are doing something important. You know, it's deep in the soul of a man to want a roof and walls and a fireplace to sit by even. I'd like to think we're helping to get those things, you know.
But Bill, you've got to admit, this town is no place for any man unless he's willing to crawl to Potter. Now, George, you've got talent. We've all seen it. Now, you go on and get yourself an education and get out of here if you must.
So what are you going to do after you graduate, George?
You know, I want to build things, like skyscrapers, maybe even cities. It's been a dream of mine all my life.
So you still after your first billion before you're 30, eh?
I'll settle for half of that in cash.
Well, your Aunt Tilly and I sure are going to miss you, George.
You know, I'm sure I'm going to miss all of you. That's for sure. Say, would you run us over to the house? I think I'm going to stop in by Harry's dance and do a little dance in there.
Have a good time, George.
Oh, and you did too. Remember? That was the night you met Mary Hatch. Of course, you had known Mary your whole life. She grew up 3 or 4 years right behind you and was always there somewhere in the background, tagging along until one of you boys noticed and sent her away. That didn't discourage her. Not her or any of the girls. They all had their eyes hooked on you, especially Violet and Mary. You just never took the bait until Harry's graduation party. That's when you danced in Charleston all night with Mary Hatch until someone tripped that lock on the moving gym floor and everyone fell or jumped into the swimming pool.
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon.
Hot dog, just like the church choir.
You should have seen all the commotion in that locker room. I did not turn people down to get their stuff away. Bet you ever had a class jump in that pool.
George, you know half the town said it wasn't a good idea to build the gym floor for swimming pool. I just wanted to try to key, you know?
Well, probably somebody jealous of Joseph I guess I'm not exactly the football type. You? You look wonderful. In fact, it wasn't me talking to say you're the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you take one?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I will. How old are you anyway?
Oh, no, you can't ask a girl that.
Well, I am.
18.
18? Well, that's only last year you were, well, 17.
Too young or too old?
Oh, no. Your age suits you. Yes, sir. You look a lot older without your clothes on. I mean, without a dress. You look older or younger. You just look. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Are you drinking, sir?
Well, the box upon you for a clumsy lout. You're a caboose, my lady.
You may kiss my hand.
Mary.
As I was lumbering down.
Okay. I'll throw a rock at the old Bramble house
Oh,
then.
no, don't. I love it.
No, you see, you make a wish, you try to break some glass. You gotta be a pretty good shot nowadays with so many windows out.
George, it's full of romance, that old house. I'd like to live in it one day.
In that old place? I wouldn't live in that if I was a ghost. Now look right down the second floor there. Dang.
What'd you wish, George?
Well, not just one wish, Mary, a whole hat full. Why? I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and the next year, and the year after that. I'm going to shake the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. And then I'll come back to college and see what they know. And then I'm going to build things. I'm going to build airfields. I'm going to build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm going to build bridges a mile long. And hey, you going to throw a rock? Hey, that was pretty good, Mary. What'd you wish for? Bench come out tonight. Bench come out tonight. Buffalo gas tanks come out tonight. And dance by the light of the moon. What did you wish for? You do that wrong. Come on, Mary.
I told you it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? Hey, you want the moon? Just say a word, and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down for you. That's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. And then
Well, then you can swallow it, see? And it'll dissolve, and moonbeams will shoot out of your toes and out of your fingers and out the ends of your hair, and you... Am I talking too much?
Yeah, you are.
Yes, sir, instead of talking her to death.
What? You know, it's wasted on the wrong people.
You're telling me.
Wasted.
No, come back here. You're gonna turn your head around.
George, come quick! Your father's had a stroke.
Huh? Mary, I'm sorry, I've got to go.
Hurry, George, hurry.
Did you send for a
I
doctor?
got the candles on the way.
it come, Mr. Potter?
Well, George, I would say your father was the building and loan here in Bedford.
I agree, Mr. Potter.
But he wasn't much of a businessman, and that's what killed him. I don't mean any disrespect, God rest his soul. He was a man of high ideals, but so-called ideals without common sense can ruin this town. That's why at the next Board of Trustees meeting, I'm going to make a motion.
A motion?
That's right, a motion to dissolve the institution and turn its assets and liabilities over to receivership.
But Mr. Potter,
Here, take this loan application the board's act on this morning over to Ernie Bishop. You know that fellow delivers our mail, usually late, because he's always stopping to talk to everyone on his route. Well, I happen to know that the bank turned down his loan, but the building and loan is going to build him a house worth $5,000. Why?
well, I handled that, Mr. Potter. You have all the papers there, income, insurance, and well, I can personally vouch for his character.
Oh, so he's a friend of yours.
Yes, sir.
So if you shoot pool with the manager's son, you can borrow money. And what does that get the building and loan? Nothing but a discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class, all because some starry-eyed dreamers like your father stir them up and fill their heads with impossible ideas.
Now, just a minute. Now, hang on, Mr. Potter. You're right when you said my father was no businessman. I know that. Why I ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. But you nor anyone else can say anything against his character. Well, because his entire life, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this institution, he never once thought of himself to save any money, but he did help a couple people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? And remember this, that rabble you're talking about? Well, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. And is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? My father didn't think so. No, to him, people were human beings, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man in a cabin. In my book, my father died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
I know very well what you're talking about. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on. It's galling you. That's what you're talking about. Well, thank you for stopping by, Mr. Potter. I'll see you at the meeting.
But you're not on the board.
Oh, I hold my father's proxy and I can cast a vote. You see the way I see it, Mr. Potter? The people of this town need my family's one-horse institution, if only to give them a place to go to without having to crawl to you.
Get me out of here. Sentimental hogwash. I'm still going to make my motion, young man, and we'll see who has the power in this town.
You spoke eloquently at the board meeting that day, and they voted Potter down.
Remember, on one condition I had banked on.
That you take over your father's place. And you did. And then you turned over all your school money to your brother Harry and sent him to college.
Yeah. And Harry became a football star. He made second team All-American.
And you got 4 years older.
That's the nut.
Hello, Mother.
What you doing? Wishing on the moon?
Nah, giving up on that. Just getting some air.
Did you know Mary Hatch is back from school?
Uh-huh.
Came back 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nice girl, Mary. Kind of helping find the answers, George. Can you give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary Hatch?
Yes. What are you doing tonight, Vi?
Oh, not a thing.
Are you game, Vi? Let's make a night of it.
I love it, Georgie. What do we do?
Oh, I know. Let's go out in the field and take off our shoes and walk through the grass.
Huh?
Yeah, and then we can hike to the top of Mount Bedford, up to the falls, and smell the pines and watch the sunrise against the peaks, and we can stay up there all night and everybody will be talking about it. It'll be a terrific scandal.
Walk in the grass, in my bare feet. George, have you gone crazy? And Mount Bedford? Who would want to climb all the way to the top of Mount Bedford? It's got to be at least a 10-mile hike.
Okay, it's just a crazy idea. Just think about the whole thing.
You're telling me. Well, good night, George.
There you are.
Oh, hello, Mary. Happen to be passing by.
Oh, I noticed. Have you made up your mind?
How's that?
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
Pay me a visit. Your mother called and said you're on your way over.
My mother? Oh, well, how did she know?
Didn't you tell her?
I didn't tell anybody. I just went for a walk and happened to be walking by.
Well, do you want to come up on the porch and visit for a minute?
Well, maybe just for a minute, but I didn't tell anyone I was coming up here. When did you get back?
Tuesday.
Where did you get that dress?
Oh, do you like it?
That's okay. I thought you'd go back to New York with Sam and Angie and the rest of them.
I went there a couple vacations, but I don't know, George. I guess I just got homesick.
For Bedford Falls?
Yeah, for Bedford Falls and for my family and everything. Aren't you going to come up on the porch?
Maybe just for a minute, but I want you to know I didn't tell anyone I was coming over here.
George, would you rather leave?
Well, no. No, I don't want to be rude.
Come on up. Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out
Mary? Mary, what's that doing with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey? What does he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? Not a thing.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
Well, you just tell him to go right back home. You don't leave this house either. Sam Wainwright wants to call you from York tonight. And there he comes. Good night, George.
I better be going.
George, wait.
Mary, get the call.
Hello, Sam. How are you? Guess who's here? George Bailey. George wants to speak to you.
Me?
Hurry, it's long distance.
Hello, Sam?
Well, George Baileyowski. Hey, fine pal you are. What are you trying to do? Steal my girl?
What? No, I'm trying to steal anyone's girl. Here's Mary.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to talk to both of you. Tell Mary to get on the extension.
He wants you to get on the extension.
Mother's on the extension. We're listening to you.
I've got a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, remember that time in Martini's bar when you said that you'd read someplace about making plastics out of soybeans?
Yeah, soybeans. Sure.
Well, Dad snapped up the idea. He's going to make a factory right outside of Rochester. And here's the point. Mary, you're on this too. George, you've got any money.
Money, yeah, a little.
Well, now, listen up. I want you to put every cent you got into our stocks, you hear? Hey, George, I may have a job for you. That is, unless you're still married to that broken down building you own. This is the biggest thing since radio. I'm letting you in on the ground floor. Oh, Mary,
I'm listening.
would you tell that guy I'm giving him the chance of a lifetime, you hear? Chance of a lifetime.
He said it's the chance of a lifetime.
Now you listen to me. I don't want any plastics, and I don't want any ground floors, and I don't want to be married, ever, to anyone. I want to do what I want to do, and you're... Oh, Mary. of our customers right here.
You make sure you don't close your doors early. We'll never reopen. Remember, 50 cents on the dollars, ladies and gentlemen.
You never miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one. Okay, folks, don't panic. You heard Mr. Potter. The bank will reopen in a week.
But I have money here, George. And I'll take it now.
No, Miss Andrews, you're thinking of this place all wrong, as if I had the money here, back in the safe. But your money's not here. Your money's in the Granger's house, right next to yours, and in the Kennedy's house, and in Mrs. Macklin's house, and 100 others. You see, you're wanting them the money to build, and then they're going to pay it back to you the best they can. Now, what do you want to do? Foreclose on them?
I've got $242 in here, George Bailey. And $242 isn't going to break anybody.
Okay, Miss Andrews, if you sign this, you'll get your money in 60 days.
60 days?
You know, that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares. Now, stick to your original agreement. Give us 60 days on this.
Are you going to Potter's? Better to get half my money than nothing.
No, wait! Listen to me! Listen to me! If Potter gets a hold of this building he wants, there'll never be another decent house built in this town. He's already got charge of the banks, he's got the bus line, he's got the department stores, and now he's after us. Why? Because we're cutting in on his business, that's why. Because he wants to keep you living in his slums and paying the kind of rent he decides. Well, we can't let him. We can make it through this, but we've got to stick together. We've got to have faith in each other.
But my husband hasn't worked in over a year, and I need money.
How about until the bank reopens, George?
George, we have doctor bills to pay.
Yeah, George, I need cash.
Yeah, I can't leave my kids on faith.
How much do you need?
Hey! I've got $2,000 here. $2,000. That's applied over to the bank. All right, Miss Andrews, how much do you need?
$242.
No, Miss Andrews, just enough to tide you over till the bank reopens.
I'll take $242.
There you are.
That'll close my account.
Your account's still here. That's a loan. All right, you got $300. All right, what will it take till the bank reopens? What do you need?
20.
$20. All right, great. Thanks, Ernie. All right, Miss Thompson?
But George, it's your own money.
Don't worry about that. How much do you want?
Oh, I can get out of 20, all right?
$20.
And I'll sign a paper.
You don't have to sign anything. I know you'll pay it back when you can. All right, Miss Martini? $17.50. Bless your heart. Oh, of course you're going to. You got 50 cents on you? Here, take over. Well, hello, Mrs. Bailey.
Hello, Mr. Bailey. How's business?
Booming.
Well, at least you have a place to come home to. Most of the windows are broken out and the roof leaks in a place or two, but the structure's sound and there isn't a crack in the foundation.
What are you talking about?
32 Sycamore?
32 Sycamore. That's...
Remember the night of broken windows? That's what I wish for and I've been saving ever since. Happy anniversary?
Happy anniversary. We've only been married for an hour.
Oh, 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 40 some odd seconds to be correct. Which is soon enough to celebrate, I would say, wouldn't you?
Oh, darling, you're wonderful. 4, 5, 6. Bingo! Hey, George! We're still in business and look, we've got $2 left. Well, we'll pop the champagne. I'd say we're a couple of financial wizards. Those Rockefellers. Open up the safe for these two great big important simoleons. Save and proceed. That's great. Hey, here's the Papa dollar and some Mama dollar. And if you want the old building alone to stay in business, you better have a family real quick.
Oh, I wish they were rabbits.
That's great, Aunt Julie. Do that, Uncle Billy? Rabbits. Hey, here's the rabbits. Rabbits! The joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
You can't dismiss Miss Bailey Park anymore, Mr. Potter. It's cutting deeper and deeper into your rental pockets.
The Bailey family's been a boil on my neck long enough.
Mr. Bailey's just right, sir.
Tell him to wait. Go on.
Well, as we know, he's built up dozens and dozens of subdivision out next to the cemetery. The prettiest homes you ever did see. Well, I'm thinking seriously of purchasing one myself.
Don't you dare.
The point is, Father, that 90% of the residents used to pay rent to you. Now, for you.
But you're not me.
Well, as I say, I'm just a local Yankee examiner. But if you're not careful, one
I'm a
of these
busy
days...
man, Miss Carter. I don't have time for idle conjecture. Good day. Cut into my revenue, will you? I'll show you a trick or two, Mr. Bailey.
Yes, sir?
Send Bailey in.
Right away, sir. Mr. Bailey.
Thank you.
Ah, good morning, George. So good to see you again.
Mr. Potter, this is quite an unusual request.
How's that?
Well, you're calling to ask me to pay you a visit.
I don't find it that unusual. I thought we should just get better acquainted. Here, have a cigar.
Thank you, sir. Hey, this is quite a cigar, Mr. Potter.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but what is it exactly you wanted to see me about?
That's what I like about you. George, I'm an old man. And most people hate me. But I don't like them either. That makes me proud. You know, I run practically everything in this town, except the Bailey building and loan. You also know that for many years I've tried to take control of it or kill it. But I haven't been able to do it, George. You have stopped me. As a matter of fact, you have beaten me. And if you ask anybody in the county, they'll tell you that's not easy to do. Take, for instance, during the Depression. You and I were the only ones who kept our ends. You saved the building and loan, and I saved all the rest.
Yes, well, most will say you stole the rest.
Well, the envious ones say that, George, the suckers. I stated my side quite clearly. Let's take a look at your side. Young man, 27, 28, making, say, $40 a week.
45.
45. Out of which, after supporting your mother and your wife and paying your bills, you get to keep, say, 10 if you skip. $1 comes along, and you can't even save that 10. Now, if this young man was a common, ordinary yokel, I'd say he's doing just fine. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary yokel. He's a smart, intelligent, ambitious young man. A young man that hates his job, hates the building and loan almost as much as I do. A young man who's been trying to get out on his own ever since the day he was born. A young man, the top of the crowd. A young man who has to sit back and watch his friends go places. Because he's trapped. Yes, sir, trapped into playing nursemaid, frittering his life away on a bunch of garlic eaters. Do I paint a correct picture or do I exaggerate?
Well, now what's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point? My point is, I want to hire you.
Hire me?
Yes, George, I want you to take care of my affairs. Manage my properties. I'll start you off and say $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year? Say,
Would you like to live in the nicest house in town? Buy your wife beautiful clothes? Go to New York on business a few times a year? Maybe once a year in Europe? Wouldn't you like that, George?
would I? Hey, you're not talking to somebody else around here, are you? You know this is me. You remember me, George Bailey?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in.
gave me 24 hours to think it over.
Sure, go home and talk it over with the wife.
I'd like to do that.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers.
All right, sir.
All right, George.
Okay, Mr. Potter. No. Wait a minute here. I don't have to talk to anybody. I know right now the answer is no. Doggone it. You sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. Find the whole vast configuration of things. I'd say you were nothing but a scurry little spider. And that goes for you, too. And it goes for you, too. Mary Hatch, why'd you ever marry a guy like me?
Well, to keep from being an old maid.
Could have married Sam Wainwright or any other guy in town.
George, I didn't want to marry Sam Wainwright or anybody else in town. I wanted my baby to look like you.
You didn't even have a honeymoon. I promise you. You what? Mary, are you on the nest?
George, baby, lasso, stork.
Well, what is it, a boy or a girl? You were on top of the world then, George Bailey. Couldn't have been happier. That was nearly 10 years ago. We've been through a war since then.
Yes, and your wife has given birth to not one but 4 beautiful children. And your brother Harry has been decorated with the Congressional Medal of Honor. President decorates Harry Bailey.
That was the headline in this morning's paper.
That's right. This morning, George, day before Christmas, about 10 a.m. when it all started, wasn't it? You're out buying a Christmas wreath. And Uncle Billy. Oh yes, Uncle Billy was on his way to the bank.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Local boy gets Congressional Medal of Honor. Harry Bailey to be decorated by President. Extra, extra, read all about it. Local boy gets Congressional Medal of Honor. Extra, extra, read all about it. Local boy gets Congressional Medal of Honor.
paper. Wait. No. Why not? Yes, why not? Take me to the bank. Hurry.
Extra! Read all about it.
George, it's Harry on long distance from Washington.
Harry, what do you know about that?
You reversed the charges. It's okay, isn't it?
What do you mean it's okay for a hero? Harry, you 7 kinds of a son of a gun. Congratulations. How's Mother standing? Oh, she did? What do you know? Mother had lunch with the president's wife.
Oh, wait till Bill hears about this. What do they have to eat?
Hey, hey, what do they have to eat? Hey, Harry, you ought to see what they're cooking up for you here in town. Oh, they are? Neighbors flying another home this afternoon.
In a plane?
What? Uncle Billy? Hold on. Has Uncle Billy come in yet?
No, just stop by the bank first.
He's not here right now, Harry, but look. Now tell me about it.
George! That woman's here again.
What woman?
The bank examiner.
Oh, hey, talk on Tilly again for a minute. I'll be right back, okay? Oh, hello, Violet. Of course you can. Just step right in my office. I'll be right there. Hello,
Carter, bank examiner.
Miss Carter. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We're all really excited around here. My brother just got the dress from Medal of Honor. President just decorated them.
Oh, well, I guess they do those kind of things around here. I trust you had a good year?
Good year. Well, between you and me, Miss Carter, we're broke. Maybe you'll just step right in here, Miss Carter.
Although I shouldn't wonder when you okay reverse charges on long distance personal call.
George, shall I hang up?
No, he wants to talk to Uncle Billy. You just hang on now.
Now, you'll cooperate. I'd like to be finished with you by tonight. I want to spend Christmas in Elmira with my sister and her family.
And I don't blame you at all, Miss Carter. Just step right in here. Uncle Billy's got everything laid out for you, okay?
Uncle Billy, hurry! Long distance Washington!
What?
Long distance Washington!
Well, done now. I can't talk to anyone now.
But it's Harry, your nephew, remember? Here's your Uncle Billy, Harry.
Yeah. Yes, Harry, hello. Yes, Harry. Everything's fine.
Mr. Bailey?
Wait, me?
Oh, another Mr. Bailey. Oh, well, you'll do just fine. Perhaps even better. Can I see you for a moment? I have some questions for you.
Yeah, I'll move you. Just a moment. Where's George?
Oh, he's in his office with Violet Peterson.
I didn't see whenever he goes out.
Character? If I had any character,
Oh, it takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over again.
No, George, don't.
Well, what are you going to do? Hawk your furs in that hat? You're going to walk in New York? And they charge for meals and rent up there just the same as they do here in Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure.
It's a loan. That's my business, building a loan. It's like your big job. It must be love.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Say hello to New York for me.
Sure, I will.
Let's hear from you. What's the matter? Oh. Merry Christmas, Violet.
much? Are you sure? What, did you buy anything?
No, not even a stick of gum, George.
Are you sure you have the money with you?
Yes, I was counting it. I think.
You think? Uncle Billy, we gotta find that money.
George, I'm no good to you, George.
Now listen, do you have any hiding place in your house? Any secret place, any place you're gonna put the money?
No, nothing like that, George.
Now listen to me. Think.
George, I've been thinking so long, it's hard on my head. I can't think anymore, George.
Listen to me. Where's that money? You stupid, silly old fool. Where's the money? You realize what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandalous prison. Yeah, that's what it means. Well, one of us is going to jail, and it's not gonna be me.
Hi, darling. Hello, Daddy. How do you like it?
That's true.
Bless you. Did you bring the wreath? Daddy, did you bring the Christmas wreath?
Wreath? What wreath?
The Christmas wreath for the window.
Hey, I left it at the office.
Is it snowing?
Yeah, it just started.
Where's your coat and hat?
I left them at the office.
What's the matter, George?
Nothing's the matter. Everything's okay.
Isn't it wonderful about Harry? We're famous, George. I bet I got over 50 calls today about the parade and the banquet and your mother. She's so
Hey,
excited.
unless you keep playing that.
Let's go to the party night, Daddy. Mommy says we can stay up till midnight and sing Christmas carols. You can stay with us too, Daddy. Daddy, Rob's next door our new car. You should see it.
What's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Yes, Daddy. Better hurry and shave, George. The family's will be here soon.
Families? I don't want the families here. Susan, what's the matter with you?
She's got a cold. She caught it coming home from school. They gave her flour and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button her jacket. Go to bed, darling. I want to get my flour and drink.
What do you have, Susan? A sore throat or what?
It's just a cold. The doctor said it was nothing
The
serious.
doctor was here?
Yes, I called him right away. He said there was nothing to worry about.
Well, are you running a temperature, little one?
I don't think so. Just teensy one. 99.6. She'll be all right.
Well, you better get upstairs, Suzu. This floor is cold. Now!
I'll be up to bake some water and then go along.
Oh, it's this old house. Perhaps we all have pneumonia with this drafty old barn. We might as well be living in a refrigerator. Why do I have to move here in the first place to stick around this crummy, measly little town?
George, what's wrong? I just smell frankincense.
I don't know, ask your mother.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Welch. Yes, I'm sure she'll be all right. Yes, the doctor said she should be out of bed in time for her.
Is that Susan's teacher? Here, let me talk to her. Hello, Mrs. Welch? Hi, this is George Bailey. I'm Susan's father. Say, what kind of a teacher are you anyway? What do you mean sending her home like that, half naked? You realize she'll probably catch pneumonia on account of you? Is this the kind of thing we pay taxes for to have teachers like you? Stupid, silly people that send our children home without any clothes on? You know, maybe my kids aren't the best dressed kids. Maybe they don't have any decent clothes, but they're stupid.
Mrs. Welch, I'd like to apologize. Mrs. Welch. She hung up.
Oh, hang her up. I'll get it. Hello? Who's this? Oh, Mr. Welch, I'm so glad you called. Give me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife. What? Oh, you will you? Well, Mr. Welch, anytime you think you're man enough, you just... Hello? So we hung up.
How do you spell Halloween?
keep playing it over and over again now. Now just stop it! Just stop it! Mary.
Pray for Daddy.
I'm in trouble, Mr. Parker. I need your help. Some sort of an accident. My company's short in their accounts. The bank examiner's up there today, and I've got to raise $8,000 immediately.
Oh, so that's what the reporters called over here about.
The reporters?
Yes, they called from the building in London. Wanted to talk to you. There's a man from the DA's office looking for you over there.
Help me, Mr. Potter. Help me, won't you please? Can't you do what I need for my family? I'll give you any kind of a bonus on the loan, any interest. You'll still want the building and loan. Yes, sir.
George, could it be there's a slight discrepancy in the books?
No, sir. There's nothing wrong with the books. I just replaced $8,000. I can't find it anywhere.
You misplaced $8,000?
Yes, sir.
Have you notified the police?
No, sir. I didn't want the police here. Harry's homecoming tomorrow.
Oh, I don't believe that one. What'd you do with the money? You play the marker with the company money, George?
No, sir. No, sir. I haven't.
Or maybe it's a woman. You know, word around town hasn't you been seen giving money to Violet Peterson?
What?
Not that it's any of my business. But why don't you come to me for the money? Why not go to Sam Wayne Bank?
I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe.
What about all your other friends?
Well, they don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. You're the only one in this town that can help me.
I see. I've suddenly become quite important. What security would I have, George? Have you any stocks?
No, sir. No, sir.
Bonds, real estate, collateral of any kind?
I have a life insurance policy. $15,000.
How much equity have you in?
$500.
Look at you. You were so cocky once. You were going to conquer the world. You once called me a work-frustrated old man. What are you, a work-frustrated young man? Huh. A miserable little clerk, rolling in here on his hands and knees, begging for help. Huh. No stocks, no bonds, no collateral of any kind. Measly $500 equity in an insurance policy. Why, you're worth more dead than alive. Why don't you go ask the riffraff you love so much to give you the $8,000? Huh. You won't try that. They run you out of town on a rail. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, George Bailey. Since the state examiner's still here and has a stockhold for the building alone, I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds. Manipulation. Malfeasance.
No.
Go, George. You can't hide in a town this small.
God, gotta help me out here. Oh,
is a Jonathan Berry, brother of the young boy who was just awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor.
The next time you come to my life like that, you'll get worse. She grabbed for an hour. We won't even come out with us tonight.
Enough, Mr. Welch, enough!
It's no chance to teach you stupid kids how to read and write. You have to ball her out.
Please, Mr. Welch!
How the hell with it? I'm going home.
Come on, everybody. It's Christmas Eve. We're supposed to be spraying this year.
Yeah, are we going to sing anymore? Of course we are. Come on and let us sing. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you do. You all right, George?
Sure.
Want me to take you home?
No, I'm fine. I was just waiting on somebody. Go on with your friends.
Are you sure?
Where's my insurance policy?
What?
Just leave me alone, Ernie.
Ernie, are you coming? I'll be right there. You sure you're all right, George?
I'm sure.
Thank you. Well then, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. God. Father. You're up there and you can hear me. Just show me the way, God. I'm at the end of my rope. Show me the way.
And that's where I came in.
You mean you actually heard my prayer up there? Yours and over a dozen others?
You'd be surprised how many people are concerned about you.
Not after they find out I'm ruining their lives.
You haven't ruined their lives, George. Besides, it wasn't your fault.
I'm the president of the company. I'm the one to be held accountable. That's Mr. Potter. I'll tell you.
And you think killing yourself will make everyone happier?
I guess it's just been better if I'd never been born.
What'd you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
Oh, look, you mustn't say things like that. It's... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's an idea. What do you think? Yeah? That'll do it all right. You've got your wish. You've never been born. You don't have to make all that fuss about it. What did you say? You've never been born. You don't exist. You haven't a care in the world. No worries, no obligations, no $8,000 to get, no Potter looking for you with the sheriff.
Hey, say something else in that ear.
Sure. You can hear out of it.
That's the doggonest thing. I haven't heard out of that ear since I was a kid. What's going on here?
Hey, look over there. These are two more suckers. Let's sing to them.
Dominic?
That's my name. And this is a mild poison. You want some?
Mr. Martini, don't you recognize me?
Hey, Dominic, he knows your name. Now we've got to think.
But where's Mrs. Martini?
She's home with everybody else. And this makes a merry, merry Christmas. Doesn't it, gents?
But she was just here just a minute ago. Her and lots of women and children, too.
Where? What are you talking about? Now, you're not about to snitch on us.
Whoa, I know you. You hit me a minute ago.
I did. So you're now already hit him. Let me try again.
Come on, leave it as a poor And if you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself. Come on, I say, let's go.
You see, we're not there to stop Gower.
What do you mean I wasn't there? I remember it distinctly. Who are you anyway?
I told you. I'm your guardian angel.
But I don't get it.
What you wanted, it's what you asked for. Don't you understand? It's all because you were not born.
Not born?
That's right.
Well, if I wasn't born, then who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean I have no identity? My name's George Bailey. I was born July 12, 1907, right here in Bedford Falls.
You won't find any public record of it. Besides, this isn't Bedford Falls anymore. Pottersville.
Pottersville? No.
That's right. And there is no George Bailey. Never has been. You see, you've been given a great gift, George. Just what you asked for. Chance to see what the world would be like without you. Violet?
That's what they call me.
Oh, am I glad to see you?
Oh, well, I'm glad to see you, too. New in town? How do you get my name?
I'm George.
Oh, of course you are. And if anyone asks me, I've never seen or even heard of you before.
But you have. I'm George Bailey. We grew up together.
I don't think so good looking, but I sure wish that we had.
Violet, you've got to remember.
Well, I've got all night. You want to tell me about it?
Your name's Violet Peterson. You were born in 1911, and you graduated right here from the local high school.
Wait a minute. What are you? Some sort of private eye?
No.
Oh, I should have known. Don't you guys ever get arrested? It's Christmas Eve, for God's sake.
No, you don't understand.
Oh, yes, I do. Well, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's my motto. So get arrested, get out of here.
Well, Violet!
Or I'll make a telephone call, George, or whatever your name is, and I don't think you want me to do that. Merry Christmas.
Boarding house? What's going on here?
Well, what do you want? If you're looking for a room, there's no vacancy.
No, please, I'm lost. I need to sort things out. Please let me in.
I told you, I've got no vacancy. Besides, I don't take in strangers unless they're referred by someone. Try over on Maple Street, 163 Maple.
Your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy. I know him.
How do you know him?
I've seen him around.
When you seen him around?
Well, it's today over at his house.
That's a lie. He's been in a state asylum for 5 years. Everything lost his business.
Harry, your son Harry.
My only son broke with the ice and was drowned at the age of 9.
No, he's alive. He won the war against the Congressional Medal of Honor. He's coming home tomorrow as a hero.
I'll call the police.
No, please, no.
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives that when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?
You know, he saved the lives of every man on that transport. It was the headline in all the papers.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away?
Clarence,
Yes, George?
where's Mary?
Well, I don't think...
If you know where she is, then tell me.
You're not going to like it, George.
Tell me where she is. Is she alive?
Yes, she's alive. And she never married. But she's not the Mary you know. Something happened.
Mary?
Oh, there must be some easier way for me to get my wings.
Mary!
Who are you? What do you want?
George, don't you know me?
You get away from me, I'll scream.
Mary, what happened to us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mary, now George, I'm your husband, George!
Don't touch me, I'll scream.
No, Mary! No, Mary! Mary! No, Mary! Mary! Clarence! Clarence, help me, Clarence, please! Help me! Give me back, please! I don't care what happens to me, only give me back my wife and kids! Please, I didn't do anything, you were honest.
Didn't do anything to do. What the Sam hell's going on, George?
Don't you? George. Bert, do you know me?
Of course I know you. Been out looking half the night for you. So is half the town. Now what's going on, George?
Mary! Mary!
Yeah, Mary called, and so did Martini, and so did your Uncle Billy, and so did your mother. So what's going on?
What's going on? Well, look around you, Bert. It's everywhere. It's breathing. It's moving. It's alive. Merry Christmas, Bert.
I need to get you home. Come on.
No, I'm fine. Honestly, I'm fine. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Mary? Well, hello, Miss Baby Examiner.
Mr. Bailey, we have a deficit we need to discuss.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? Mary! Mary! Oh, look at this wonderful Dracula house. Mary! Have you seen my wife?
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Kids! Oh, come here, kids. Oh, you're wonderful kids. Come here. Oh, I can eat you up. Where's your mother?
She went looking for your Uncle Billy.
Uncle Billy.
George!
Hallelujah! Let me touch you. Oh, you're real. Oh, you're real. You have no idea what happened to me.
Isn't it wonderful, George? Mary did it. You never saw anything like it. She told some folks you were in trouble, and they went all over town collecting money. Nobody asked any questions, just said, if George Bailey's in trouble, you can count these in. George, you never saw anything like it, George.
Hey, what is this, George? Another run on the bank?
I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for you, George Bailey. Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Awesome.
I'm not going to go, George. I changed my mind.
Hey, everybody listen up. This is from London. Mr. Gower cables you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
Well, then what do you got here? Wine, champagne, one egg and toast. My big brother, the richest man in town. Wait a minute. I forgot. Some crazy little man handed me this at the airport. Told me to give it to you personally.
Tom Sawyer. Couldn't give you a beat-up copy of Tom Sawyer.
Dear George, remember, no man is a failure to us friends. Thanks for the wings. Well, Clarence. That was a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine. Just like all of you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.